Welcome to QEB News. Some of the main stories today. Is the economy really recovering? The NHS and the rise of UKIP and how this will affect the general elections in 2015. But first, the NHS. Our reporter, Kanan Arichelvin of 9S is at the scene with the nurse, Jeffrey Smith. Over to you, Kanan. Thank you, Kanan. And now, for our second story. The British economy has improved greatly over the last 4 years, but has this fed back to the working man? Our reporter, Tej Mehta, is there to find out.
So, I'm here with Chris and Akshay, two economics students at QE Boys. So, Akshay, how much has the pound risen since 2010 when the recession started?
So first I'll explain to you how we have a sterling effective exchange rate, which is an index combining, obviously, sterling to every other currency in the world that we trade with, and it's weighted to how much we trade with them, and that's combined together to find this effective exchange rate index. So straight after the recession from 2008 to 2009, the index was at 110.2 and went down to 96.6.
That's a big drop, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's the depreciation. So exports it makes our exports more price competitive. And after that, with 2010 being a base year, we've appreciated by about 6 or 7%.
So by base year, can you quickly explain what that means?
Base year is when indexation, when you're using indexation, for example, for this, a base year is where it starts, and it always starts at 100, so you can work out above or below after that.
So it dropped to 96.2 at 2010. No? So how much has it risen from 2010 to 2014? 15?
That's been about 7%.
So we've come back from that drop.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris, how many cuts has the government made since 2011 to public services in Hampstead?
Well, the short answer to that would be £35.7 billion. However, the cuts aren't to one specific department, so there have been cuts to the Defence Department, the Welfare Department and the Policing Departments. And they do this in a way as such as they don't completely get rid of sectors within these departments, they just reduce the amount of money they give to each department. So, for example, there are now less police officers doing patrols every day, and there are less members of the public who are part of the army.
So how much of this is to help the economy rise up, the UK economy?
Well, the government would like you to believe that all of this is to help the economy grow and recover from the 2008 recession. But unfortunately, quite a lot of this money would be spent on paying back debt, from repaying debts which they gather from loaning money from other countries such as China.
Oh, okay. So, Akshay, which jobs currently are in high demand and why is this? Is there any particular reason?
I'll give you a few examples, such as IT technicians, web developers or investment analysts. A simple explanation would be that technology is a hugely growing market, and obviously technology has changed a lot, so it's cheaper to outsource kind of technological work, such as the developing countries like India, where they have a nice infrastructure which has been built specifically for technology, based around technology. So jobs, I think even globally, are in high demand around technology or even investment.
Okay, so Chris, so how many of these jobs that are considered as, let's say, working class, like builders, or maybe other middle class, like teachers, how many are there in more demand than other ones?
Some jobs are in less demand because of the nature of the UK's economy, which is becoming more tertiary sector and the service sector. So construction jobs, initially from about 2010 to 2000.
you have it, folks. We've asked two highly skilled economic students what they think of our current economy. And so, in conclusion, the economy is improving. From the recession in 2008 and carrying on till 2011, the economy has risen, and the middle class has middle class jobs, and middle class has risen. So the middle class are doing very well. However, the working class are getting more jobs, and there are more opportunities opening for them. However, what they were at the pre-recession times, I'm afraid, folks, they're not returning back anytime soon.
Thanks, Khan. And now, for our final story. UKIP is the fastest rising political party in British history. Our reporter, Kirishov, is here to find out why.
Today I'm meeting Mr. Quinn. So, what is your view on UKIP?
My view on UKIP? Well, they have seemingly come from nowhere in the past couple of years. Not to become a dominant force in British politics, but I would say they are upsetting a lot of people. And although I think they're focusing on an issue which is extremely important to a lot of people living in this country, which is immigration, I fear that they're
here with Tej. What is your view on UKIP, Tej?
Well, UKIP clearly have many policies, Kirchhoff. Their policy is to leave the EU, and I think this is quite good, as EU are putting so much pressure on the UK to maybe change to the euro, and the debt we have, they wanted it repaid by Christmas. How do the UK suspect? How do the EU suspect the UK to pay £6 billion in a form of 6 weeks? However, they do not have a clear manifesto. The two things they want to do is leave the EU and cut down, and therefore that will cut down on immigration. However, we haven't heard from Nigel Farage or any of the UK party members what they're going to do to the NHS, to libraries, or maybe how to help the working class, or how to help the people who are coming in, not just from the European Union, but from other countries. Therefore, EU do have some good policies, however, a clear manifesto. They don't have a clear manifesto, and that's what's letting them down.
And now for our next main story today. Extremism is one of the major threats to our society here in the UK. In the last year alone, as many as 3,000 young Brits aged 15 to 25 left the UK to join the Middle Eastern ultra-fundamentalist militant group, ISIS. And with the figures rising over the past few months, this is a worrying trend indeed. So what causes so many of our youths to leave their peaceful lives here in the UK to join the so-called Islamic State? Our discussion topic today surrounds the reasons for growing extremist support on our shores. Now we go to our reporter who is live with Dr. Musa Al-Husseini, one of the founders of the hashtag No to ISIS campaign. Over to you, Manoj.
Reporter Adit. Now, over to Dr. Al-Husseini, who is a founder of a campaign saying no to ISIS. What is your campaign doing to help young people?
Well, we do a lot of interfaith work and aim to unite Sunni and Shia Muslims, and we also attend many protests. However, our main aim is to show everyone that ISIS are no Muslims but barbarians and pretenders. We are approaching 5,000 followers, and that number is rapidly increasing.
So, how are these people persuaded to join such groups?
Well, the simple answer to that is they are brainwashed by radical clerics continuously until they get to the stage where they see that what ISIS is doing is justified. The clerics make the innocent people sheep, and they make them feel sorry for themselves and desire revenge. They are also told that they will get a guaranteed entrance into heaven, and ISIS's lies, it will eventually make them believe it.
So how exactly do these clerics reach to the wider public?
Well, predominantly they use social media. With ISIS spreading hate on social media, it is such an effective tool because it can reach everyone within seconds. And because their views are so extreme, they will get noticed and gain much reaction. Another major way that they get their views across is by satellite TV channels, such as Safa TV, which is an Egyptian-based channel, and Saudi-based Wisal TV, which spread hate 24/7.
So how do you think that social media is the right way to fight against extremism and fight for justice?
Well, we need to use it and combat ISIS in the same way that they are posting their videos on Twitter and YouTube. It is such a powerful tool in modern day society, and we must utilize it to our advantage so we can combat them.
Okay, thank you Dr. Al-Husseini for that interesting interview. Now, back to the studio.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kirishov. Definitely food for thought. If you have any comments, please post them on the BBC School Report website. That's it from us at QE Boys. Thank you.